Speedy Gonzales for the Super Nintendo was never released in Europe, even though it was featured in a Danish Nintendo magazine back in the days. It was planned to come out, but it never saw the day of light, which has bothered me for a long time since I really wanted to play it as a kid. Now I'm 35 years old. I have finally imported it home. Did I miss something? Let's find out. Speedy Gonzales for the Super Nintendo is actually a pretty good game. And that took me by surprise. Yeah, I saw it when I was a kid in the magazine, the Nintendo Power magazine, but no one had ever talked about it, so I actually ended up forgetting about the game. And it was just because of a random YouTuber. He mentioned it just briefly and said, yeah, maybe if you have kids or if you just want to have a light platformer game, check it out if you can find a good price on it. Otherwise, I've never seen this game mentioned by any when they talk about platformer games for the Super Nintendo. But I will actually recommend you guys to pick this game up. First of all, the graphic in this game is absolutely outstanding in my opinion. The backgrounds are so beautiful, the characters designed in this game are gorgeous made, especially your main character Speedy Gonzales himself. The animation on that guy is just gorgeous, but that should maybe not be a surprise because this game is made by Sunsoft and they often make some beautiful games. And one thing about the graphic that I really love is the use of colors. There are so many colors in this game. You have a purple background in the first level I really love, and you have the sunset, you have the green area, you have your forest levels, you have the skyscraper level, you have a cave level, a castle level, a snow level. There are so many good ideas. It's not that any of the worlds will be something huge you have never seen in any games before, but the variety in the levels and how it looks is just a joyful playthrough to look at. You just get happy, and I could imagine if you're playing this game with a kid, he will be like, oh, it's like watching a cartoon almost. I felt like I was watching a cartoon. It's a very, very beautiful game. That said, even though it's a beautiful game, it doesn't sound that amazing, I must admit. It's fine at best with the music, and one thing I will compliment the music for is that it fits the game. It has that Spanish vibe, but the quality on the tunes can be some kind of hollow sometimes, and the music itself is actually pretty low. Beside the sound effects, every time you collect a cheese or if you bump into a enemy, the sound effects is way higher than the music itself. And in some way, I understand why they did that, because the music in this game is very upbeat, kind of and I could imagine if you listen to that all the way through the game, it can be pretty annoying if it's very loud. So I actually understand why they have lowered the music and bumped up the sound effect. But sadly, yeah, some of the sound effects is fine. When you collect the cheese, it sounds pretty good. They have the same sound as in Bubsy, where you collect the yarn balls. But in the skyscraper level, you meet a cat that is on a top of a machine tool that sound from the machine tool, the tool machine, I'm not sure it's called tool machine, but the tool he's riding on, the cat kind of character, is a very annoying and very scratchy sound, and I want you to listen to it. Yeah, as you can hear, it's not a very lovely sound, but maybe they was trying to find a sound that was so annoying that you just want to kill that bastard, because you are in a skyscraper level. So in some way, again, even though I complain about it a bit, it fits because you are in a area where people are working. But there is something. It's not that it's loud or annoying. It's more the quality in the sound. It doesn't sound crisp enough. There are some kind of scratching or hollow sound in the effect and in the music sometimes. But and it's just because the game looks so beautiful that I wish that the music itself was better than it is, because it will be just like cream on the top of the beautiful ice cream you are eating. Because it looks beautiful and it sounds fine at best. What is the gameplay about? Yeah, well, you are the little Speedy mouse that are trying to find all your friends because they have been kidnapped by the Bandidos. And it's not a game where you just go from left to right. You have to explore the whole level to find all your friends, and they are hidden, sometimes very good. You can come through a level without finding all the mices. I promise you, if you don't collect all your friends and don't find all the cheeses in the level, it can actually be a pretty tough game. But then I was like, maybe I should start to collect all the cheeses and find all the friends. And then I realized, okay, if you find 100 cheese in a level, you will get an extra life when you complete the level. And it's actually a pretty fun way to do it, that you only get your extra life if you complete the level. And you can find up to 300 cheese in a level. So 3 extra life when you complete a level. And if you find all your friends, you will get a continue, and I didn't realize that. So you can actually make this game pretty easy for yourself if you want to collect all the things. If you just want to rush through the game, it will actually be pretty difficult. And talking about rushing through a game, this game is a mix between 2 games in some way with the gameplay. It's not that the level design is bad, it's actually pretty good. Hear me out. The level design is actually pretty good, but it has some flaws. But why? Why can it be pretty good, but it has some flaws? It's because the combination of the level design, combine that with the control. And again, the control is actually pretty good in this game. But the control compared to the level design is just 2 different games in some way. The control in this game, you are running fast. Not as fast as Sonic, but still you are running. So the gameplay you're seeing on the screen is from my first playthrough with the game that I made last night. And you can see I take it pretty slowly because he's running pretty fast, and I often died because of holes in the ground, or if they're just jumped up an enemy or spikes. And I was like, how should I see that coming? It's not a difficult game because you can come through them pretty easy if you know how the level is laid out. For me, it's pretty weird with the mix between the control and the level design, because the control wants you to run fast with the Speedy Gonzales, but the level design wants you to explore the world and find all your friends and cheese. So the control itself is actually pretty good. It feels good running around with Speedy Gonzales, and the level design is actually pretty interesting. It's fun to collect all your friends, it's fun to find all the cheeses, but the mix between the control and the platforming and level design is just a weird combination. It's like that I have taken the control for one game and then put the level design from another game and mixed them together. And I actually got a game over the first time I played last night, and I was like, okay, it's actually pretty difficult, but let's try to collect all the cheeses and find the friends. And then it got much easier. Not because of the cheese and your friends gave you a continue, but it was more that you knew the level design this time. You knew where all the enemies was placed, you knew where all the holes was. So it was much easier the second playthrough, and I actually completed the game the second time. It's not a hard game if you know the level, if you know where all the different enemies are placed. And I think that a lot of kids can actually have a big enjoyment with this game. So all in all, the graphic in this game is absolutely gorgeous in my opinion for a Super Nintendo game. The music is decent, sometimes good, sometimes pretty bad, but you can come through it without getting headache. The level design is good and the control is good as well. When you combine the 2 things, you can have some troubles, but I still think it's a playthrough worth. And the best thing is that this game is extremely cheap to get. A loose copy just cost $15. So I grabbed mine. I was like, okay, maybe I don't want to have it a complete in box. I just want to check out the game. So I picked up for $15. You often can't get Super Nintendo games for that cheap. And if you want it complete in box, you are going to pay around $60. I don't think that's bad for a complete in box Super Nintendo game where you get the instruction booklet, the box itself. So if I actually consider to get this game complete in box because it's pretty cheap. I didn't thought it was that good as it was, so I will pick it up. And if you're just interested to check it out, grab a loose copy. Only $15. That surprised me, and it's actually a good game. Thank you so much everyone for watching the whole video. This was Dan from the P-Wing. Purple love to you all. Bye.